clouds moving in and a little precipitation falling that's actually having an evaporative cooling effect and has not allowed for much warming today. These are the numbers across Arkansas. We're in the 50s and low 60s. I had a forecast high projected at right at 70 this afternoon. We're not going to make it. Now, they did down in Camden, El Dorado, Monticello. Notice they did have some pockets of sunshine as expected, but western, central, and northwest Arkansas certainly have had to deal with quite a bit of cloud cover and even some light rain shower activity. I'm going to show you radar now. We'll take you on a little journey, a little tour of what's happening. And the radar this afternoon looks like, oh my goodness, Tom, it's raining everywhere. You guys really blew this. Well, actually, a lot of that is not reaching the ground. We do have some places that have some spotty showers, and this is a premium now red. Let me put it on our radar that's a sweeping radar. It doesn't look nearly as impressive, does it? It's falling in places we thought it would fall, northwest, northern, and northeast Arkansas, seeing a little bit of light patchy precipitation. But I would say that you get into northern Arkansas, northeast Arkansas, the areas that are showing up in those yellow colored reflectivities, that's probably where we are seeing a decent light rain. But for the rest of us, it's just some spotty sprinkles out there, and there's really not much going on here over southern Arkansas. That's going to change as we head through the weekend. The central and southern part of the state are more than likely going to get the lion's share of the rain. Northwest Arkansas to begin the weekend, and looking at the latest model information out of Northwest Arkansas, they are expecting rain off and on. It does not look like it's going to be that steady to heavy rain that was projected earlier in the week. The axis of the heaviest rainfall appears to be shifting more through central and southern Arkansas. But right now, let me take you a little bit closer to central Arkansas. We'll find out what's going on here. Pulaski County, it's cloudy, but you look out over Perry County, Garland County, Yell County, there are a few patchy areas of light rain. If you have a high school football matchup tonight and you're picking us up this afternoon, just to be safe, might as well take along a poncho, and if they allow it at your high school sporting event, take an umbrella with you. I'm not expecting heavy rainfall, but certainly rain that will be a little disruptive, and you might even want to go ahead and take along something that's going to keep you a little warmer as well, because it is cool outside, and I don't anticipate we're going to see any breaks in those skies. Looking forward to your weekend. The weather impact advisory, we've had it in place pretty much all week. We could see it coming. This is rain with the possibility of 1 or 2 thunderstorms. And then Sunday on the backside of the system, we'll see some morning showers. There could be some clearing over the southern part of the state, but for the rest of us, it looks like we're going to stay cloudy. And with those clouds hanging in, temperatures were going to be hard pressed to make it warmer than the upper 60s, close to 70 degrees. So that's the weekend outlook. Let's work you up with the rain chances. And I'm going to make a correction on this just real quick. Hold on tight. Again, I'm still putting stuff together for the forecast today. Nathan Scott has the day off. Otherwise, old Nate would be putting some of this stuff together for me. And I'm going to change the timing on this. I've got tomorrow instead of today, and that's why it's all jumbled up there. That should help. Get rid of that. Hit OK. There we are. Forecasting as we go along. That's better. Now we'll pop it back up. The best chances of rain are going to be for Saturday, Saturday night, early Sunday. And then for the rest of the week, we will have another boundary. And we're still flip-flopping back and forth on this. Is it going to be Monday or Tuesday that will have the best chance of rain? And there's not a chance of rain on Wednesday. And I thought I had that taken out. One moment, please. Taking the rain out of the forecast for your Wednesday. How about that? This is the way it works out when you're flying by the seat of your pants, right? The best chances of rain will be from Saturday through Tuesday with much cooler air to follow. I'm going to show you that here in just a few minutes. So hopefully this helps you plan out the rest of your weekend. It's not going to rain all the time this weekend. I'm getting some questions about, kid sporting events, and, maybe 1 or 2 rumbles of thunder out there. And if we do, I think the best opportunity is going to be Saturday night with the main low kicking out. But tomorrow during the day, there could actually be some rain early on in western Arkansas. It kind of diminishes and then picks back up during the middle to latter part of the afternoon. But we still have the rain chances in the forecast. Okay, so let's move along. Let's talk about the impacts. It's a super soaker kind of situation for your Saturday and Saturday night. It's going to begin tonight. Going to last you through Sunday in central Arkansas. Most of the rain and thunder will occur, as I mentioned, Saturday night, and it certainly will impact your outdoor events and activities. Not going to rain. I do need to preface this. Not going to rain every hour of the day this weekend. Not expecting that, but when the rain does occur, in some places, it could be heavy at times. So there you go. This weekend, just make sure you've got your umbrellas and rain gear handy. The biggest sporting event in Arkansas is going to be the Razorbacks in Auburn. Well, aside from the Simmons Bank Invitational they have at Pleasant Valley this weekend, if you're traveling to northwest Arkansas, it's going to be a cool day. It's going to be somewhat rainy in Fayetteville. There will be spotty showers off and on throughout the afternoon. So make sure you have your ponchos with you. Let's hope they have a good crowd up there in Fayetteville. Not like it was last weekend. We had thunderstorms with the threat of severe weather, and we had an impact alert day. This weekend, it's more of an advisory criteria. A lot of it has to do with the track of this system. We have cool air in place, and the system's going to track more east-southeast than northeast. Upper level trough is there. It's not like it was last week that gave us signals of severe weather, but that still doesn't mean we won't see a thunderstorm here in Arkansas. The best likelihood of strong to severe thunderstorms remains in Texas and Louisiana. Let's move forward. We'll talk about a flood risk for Saturday. Over the last couple of days, we have seen this increase a touch here. This slight risk is about a 10 to 15% likelihood of some rain that could come down heavy at times. The green area is a marginal threat. Notice northeast Arkansas is not included in this, but this is indicative with the axis shifting over the central and southern part of Arkansas for the weekend. So if I had to answer the question of who has the best chance of the heaviest rain, it would be really Little Rock south. And at that, it's 1 inch to possibly some 3-inch amounts. Although forecast models are still pinpointing there could be some heavier rain in western and northwestern Arkansas. So that's the flood risk for Saturday. It's not a huge flood risk, but of course it's there. Here's the current surface map. I mentioned that the best chance of strong to severe thunderstorms in the warm sector here over central Texas. Watch boxes are in effect there, and there's even some warnings in central Texas. On the north side of this warm front, and we will see this warm front move into southwest Arkansas. I think we're going to see at least a few counties that'll be within that warm sector. But the severe weather threat remains very low at this time. But we've got scattered rain, and notice the trend over the last few hours. That area moved in from Oklahoma last night, western Arkansas, and they kind of fell apart. And that's what's happening. The atmosphere is beginning to saturate here. There's another pocket of some heavier showers in eastern and central Oklahoma. We'll see if it makes it into western Arkansas later this afternoon. But the statewide vantage point does show mainly light precipitation falling. It's a little more moderate here in the northwest. Benton, Washington counties getting some heavier precipitation, and even some over in Oklahoma. Again, we'll wait and see if that makes it into Arkansas. And if it does it hold its own, or does it kind of fall apart just a bit? It's running into an environment that's less likely to support the moderate to heavy rain. But that is simply going to change. Let's walk you through the HRRR. This is a forecast model that we depend on. It's our high-res model. It updates every few hours or so. This is for this afternoon. It's picking up some activity, maybe a little overdone in northwest Arkansas. Let's run you through. I've got it at 7 o'clock tonight. Still expecting some light sprinkles here. The River Valley, and this signal came about yesterday with the HRRR as well as the graph, that we may have a little more substantial precipitation, and some of this may be moving out of Oklahoma. So there could be light to moderate showers, River Valley, western Arkansas, but really most of Arkansas will see cloudy skies with a light sprinkle or two. So when does it begin to ramp up a notch? We'll take you overnight into early Saturday morning. By the way, meteorologist Nathan Scott's going to hang out with you tomorrow and Sunday. So if there's any question if the weather's going to get bad or not, he'll be able to answer that question for you. But this is Saturday morning. Light rain showers, northwest Arkansas. There'll be a few folks making that trek up to Fayetteville. The impacts will be mainly some light rain showers. Wind flow is out of the east. We're still on the north end of that warm front. That warm front's right about here as the wind begins to turn more southeasterly. Let's put it in motion for you. We'll take you up a couple of hours, 3 hours. This is by noon Saturday. So the forecast models are trending that area up in western Arkansas early in the morning is going to fall apart a bit. But we hold its own here in southern Arkansas. This is the area that has the best chance of getting more rainfall. This is noon tomorrow. There might even be a time tomorrow for a couple of hours where it doesn't rain in northwest Arkansas. So that has changed quite a bit from earlier in the week. Now we go to Saturday evening about 5:30, and we could see an area of showers develop through central Arkansas, according to the HUR. Southeast Arkansas, some heavier pockets of rain. At 5:30, the game will be well over by then. Northwest Arkansas beginning to clear out a bit, but we still have more storms coming in. Saturday night, early Sunday morning, there could be some heavy rainfall here. And that's why we have that risk, that marginal to slight risk. So these areas of the state in line to pick up the heaviest rain as the system, the main system, swings on through. And it should be leaving us Sunday morning, 9 or 10 o'clock. So with that in mind, there still has been some adjustment with our long-range models on how much rain are we looking at getting here. And notice Little Rock South, in total, this is through Monday, a little over 2 to 2.5 inches. GFS is saying, okay, an inch, maybe 2. Heavier rain in Oklahoma, a little bit less up in north central Arkansas. I think it's going to be a decent soaking for a lot of folks. And our forecast models tend to underperform when it comes, underdo doesn't sound right, does it? Underperform when it comes to the actual rainfall amounts. These are just projections. So I would think that some places might pick up more rain over the weekend. And that's what we're looking at. Rain, some occasional thunder, good sleeping weather. Yeah, that's what we're looking at. So that's a GFS in the Euro. And once this is out of here, before I show you this, I do want to back up. I want to take a look at what the possibility that one of our shorter high-res models like the graph is showing, if it will show it for me, if the HUR will show it. Doesn't look like it's going to do that. But I'll pull that in, and just to get that vantage point, since we are 48 to 72 hours out now. Let's get system out of the way. We got a front moving through Monday/Tuesday next week, and watch what happens to the temperatures heading into next week. Coolest air of the season moving in. A chilly Halloween is expected. Halloween is Friday. That closes out October, and we go into November with a little bit more burr, right? It needs to, right? October's been well above average. It's time to cool off. It's time to behave like fall, right? Here are the mornings ahead. Average should be 48. We'll have a few mornings in the 50s. Behind that frontal boundary Tuesday, the numbers really drop off. A slow rebound by early next week. Our high temperatures are expected to remain a little bit below average. 71 should be the average high. Those highs are going to take a dip. And honestly, throw in today, I think we've been as warm as 60, 61 degrees. We may have hit our high temperature at midnight last night, and temperatures have been dropping off, and now they're slowly trying to rebound. 70 Saturday, 67 Sunday. If we hold these temperatures the way they are, then we'll stay well below average or below average all the way through next week, and then we'll finally rebound and see temperatures go back up into the 70s. I've pasted the little pumpkin there for you, the jack-o'-lantern on Halloween Friday. A cooler than average day all the way around, and kids will more than likely need sweaters and jackets when they go trick-or-treating. What do I mean kids? Adults go trick-or-treating as well these days. So that is an 11-day outlook of what our forecast model numbers look like. And a little sip there. And so we're finally heading into a time, the first time this fall, where we're projected to be below average for temperatures. It is 2:45. You're watching THV 11 Plus. I am meteorologist Tom Brannon. Thank you for hanging out with us. Just providing a brief weather update for those of you that are curious about how the weekend's unfolding. And you walked outside earlier and you went, it seems awfully cool. I thought they said the high today was going to be about 70. Those clouds have certainly done a number on the temperatures today and the light rain showers that we've been receiving. Let's pivot away, talk about what's happening over the Caribbean. Maybe you've heard the national outlets talking about Melissa. Melissa is a tropical storm with winds of 60. And this storm could become really a catastrophic hurricane. The thinking is that Jamaica, the Bahamas, Haiti, Dominican Republic could have a lot of rain, feet of rain with this system, as well as some damaging wind gusts. It just depends on the path. Forecast models all over the place with it. But let me give you the latest. If you have interest, friends, or if you're traveling to the Caribbean here the next few days, this is going to impact through the weekend into early middle part of the week next week. It's just kind of stuck in place. Winds of 60, moving east-southeast at 2, so it's moving in this direction instead of to the northwest. It's moving southeast. Let me show you what the model plot is indicating. It will eventually take a northwestern movement and travel over Jamaica. Category 3 hurricane by Wednesday next week. I did see some guidance that had it as a Category 4 or better near Jamaica. And if that is the case, those mountainous areas, having been to Jamaica, I went there, spent my honeymoon there with my wife, went to Negril, and it was just stunning. Beautiful, beautiful beach, beautiful scenery. It won't be as nice after this system gets through with it. It just doesn't look good for Jamaica and those islands that are near Cuba. You got the Cayman Islands as well, Turks and Caicos, southern extent of the Bahama Islands. So we'll keep an eye on that. May even have a little blurb on that later on tonight. In terms of impacts for Arkansas, it doesn't really impact us, but it may impact vacation goers here from the natural state if you're flying down to that part of the world. All right, back to what we've got going on here forecast-wise. For the rest of your evening, I have backed the lows off a couple of degrees this evening because of a couple of reasons. Cloud cover, and if rain does fall again tonight, then we'll have some cooling effect. So our lows will drop off into the lower 50s here in central Arkansas, upper 50s, low 60s over the south and southwest, around 50, 51 up in Harrison and Mountain Home. So a cool start to your Saturday, and this is the way the rest of the forecast shapes up. We'll have a few evening sprinkles for those of you with interests in high school football tonight. There might even be a few outdoor events happening, but a few sprinkles in central Arkansas and Little Rock. You go over to the River Valley, you go west, it's going to be a different story. Rain is expected off and on in the River Valley, western and northwestern Arkansas. For tomorrow, hard pressed to make it to 70, but I like to keep things consistent. I don't really see anything other than the clouds. There could be a few breaks, and if it's enough, it'll warm those temperatures close to 70 tomorrow. Rain is going to be likely during the day. There could be some rumbles of thunder. And again, walking through the timing of the system moving by tomorrow, the morning starts off fairly dry, but the rain begins to pick up as we head along through the day. The rest of your forecast, our 7-day outlook, again, we have the weather impact advisory for the weekend. Not expecting life-threatening weather, but life-impacting weather, event-impacting weather, especially outdoor events and activities for both Saturday and Sunday. Less likely Sunday, morning rain Sunday, and then we'll see some breaks in southern Arkansas. With the upper level low meandering about, the speed of that thing really determines what's going to happen in the forecast. And right now it looks as if it'll swing on by Saturday night, early Sunday. And if that's the case, we could get some sun in southern Arkansas. Monday looks mostly cloudy, a high temperature of 70, frontal boundary coming through Tuesday, rain chance 30%. And can't rule out a thunderstorm along that front. Forecast models have backed off on a severe threat they had earlier. If this front can move through without producing severe weather, I'd be very happy. It'd be very nice if it would do that. Behind it, we get some true fall air Friday next week, and I'll put a big old pumpkin on Friday. How about that? Look at the way we start off your Thursday. 43 here in Little Rock. So you know we're going to see temperatures Thursday morning in northern Arkansas in the middle to upper 30s. We could be looking at a frost for some, and the same holds true on Friday. A slow rebound in temperature is going to feel like fall finally here in the natural state. Now, before I leave you, I'm going to take us back up to the top of our weather presentation here. Back to radar we go, just to give you another radar check if you're just joining us this afternoon. Wanted to pop in and give you a little bit more detail on what you can expect for the weekend, but here's radar and here's what we can expect going forward. It's going to look like there's a lot of green on the map. Some of this is aloft, and it's hitting a dry layer of air and evaporating, but what's going on with that is the atmosphere is getting saturated. It's going to a saturation process now. The stuff out in Oklahoma, yeah, that's reaching the ground. There's even a few rumbles of thunder out there. That is what's going to move into western Arkansas and the River Valley. We'll see if it sustains and maintains. In central Arkansas, northern Arkansas, it's all very light. A few raindrops here and there. We've had them throughout the morning and the afternoon. I would say that was one facet of the forecast. I did have a percentage in, but I didn't think it would make it into central Arkansas until later. It has made it, and sometimes you can't control Mother Nature. You can only try to contain her, right? It's out of my hands, but Now, that just happens sometimes. All right, so there you go. There's your brief radar tour. Again, join us at 4 o'clock, THV 11 Plus. Myself with Faith Woodard and Brooke Buckner. We're along this. I think Brooke's here. Is Brooke here today at 4? Somebody from the newsroom? Can I hear a yes or a no? Brooke is here. I think I saw her in there. Brooke's here today. Faith is here today. I'm here. We've got, of course, your evening news, 5, 6, 6:30, and 10 o'clock. I'll keep working on this forecast and try to find a little weekend hope if we can. It is 2:51, and thank you for joining me this afternoon. I'll let you get back to what you're doing. We'll see you at 4 o'clock.